Hello, hello. So today I want to take a quick look at these Mr. Lou's that I got. Actually got these, I think probably back in March, but just now getting around to taking a look at them. I've only really worn them a few times, just busy. So very cool boots. I actually ordered these particular boots through Baker's and weighted the weight. And interesting story is I originally ordered the Tuscanello, Merriam Tuscanello horse butt Mr. Lou's through Baker's, and I had, such a long wait. I had essentially gotten two whole other pairs of engineers since I put that order in that fill that space in my collection. So I have the roll clubs that I got that are, Tuscanello horse. It just says Italian horse, but it's Tuscanello horse. And so that's pretty much an exact duplication. But, and then I also got a pair of what are supposed to be natural horse butt motor engineers out of Japan. And those, although they're called natural, are also very Tuscanello-y. Not exactly the same, but similar. Maybe slightly lighter and definitely different temper than the Roll Club Italian horse. So I have two already. So I was only, I want to say, a month, maybe two out in the original timeline of receiving my boots. So I'd waited that whole time. I think it was like 16 months, 15 to 16 months was the original quote. And I reached out to Baker's and said, is it too late for me to change my leather to this other pair that is available, which is what these are, the tan Wickett Craig Tan Latigo, which is a full veg tan, what Wickett Craig are known for. And so they had that available on their site. So I reached out to see if I could make a switch, and the customer service rep said, yeah, we can make that switch for you, but you'll have to start the timeline over again. And I was like, oh man, that's tough right there. But I really don't need a third pair of lighter tan horse butt engineers. I already got two, so I don't need a third one. So, okay, sure, why not? Go for it. Let's start the clock over again, as painful as that is. Made the whole wait, but here we are. So she put that order in for me, and I proceeded to quickly forget about it, as you do when you have a long order like that. And lo and behold, literally on the exact same timeline as the original pair, I get a shipping notice from Baker's, and I guess Wesco, got the new updated order, decided, yeah, we have that leather, it's fine. And they just made them on my original timeline of my original order. So thank you, Wesco. Very unexpected. And I'm glad that worked out, because this leather is really nice. It's very similar to my only other Wickett Craig leather that I've tried was the natural double stuffed, which I have on a pair of Nicks on the Parker's last 602 last that I really like. And so I was like, let's get some engineers and, you know, a leather that I don't have. All of my engineers are horse butt or horse hide. You know, in the case of the black Horween horse hide on my other pair of Mister Lou's that I love. So let's just go in a different direction with it. You know, a nice kind of, it's still tan, but it's kind of more leaning toward that orangey tan color. And it's very, you know, thick and nice and very similar feel, maybe a little bit more oily than the double stuffed, which is very dry feeling. And you know, I think these are gonna break in really well. Like I said, I've only worn these a few times. They kind of came with these wrinkles in the vamps already, but you know, they'll be fine over time. Don't mind. But you know, Wesco made, you know, their regular Wesco kind of vibe. You know, I have a number of engineers now. Mr. Lou's fit me well, so I think that's probably the biggest hurdle for most guys with an engineer is the fit, and the Mr. Lou gives a lot of guys trouble with the fit. But if they fit, these are really hard to beat, you know, for the price. And I think they're probably one of the best looking engineers, period. This toe design and the, you know, kind of ruggedness of them, you know, the balance of the boot, it's perfect. Like the, you know, buckle's great, the construction's very tough. It's not super sophisticated, but it's, you know, it's good. And it's kind of almost exactly what you want on an engineer. Nice profile on the heel, tough Dr. Soul, you know, Wesco branded Dr. Soul, super grips. It's just a perfectly balanced engineer. Design wise, really hard to beat, I think. And very cool of Wesco to hook me up and not make me wait another year plus for changing my mind, because things change in a year, and that's one of the dangers of making an order with such a long timeline. But it worked out for me. It really just kind of lucked out. Can't really say anybody else should expect that, but you know, I think they probably just happened to have the leather available and decided, why not? Let's just keep this guy's order and help him out. And they did, and I very much appreciate it. And looking forward to wearing these in, breaking them in. You know, it's gonna take some work to break these in, but they're comfortable. And I'm happy to have now 2 pairs of Mr. Lou's. I had a pair also previously of the forest green Chrome Excel that I ordered from the shop Vancouver, which were beautiful, but I ended up trading those for the pair of Black Horse Zeros that I have that I absolutely love as well. So you gotta trade good for quality, and that's what happened there. Those are beautiful. I love green boots, but you know, I know they're in good hands and, you know, being enjoyed. So, and I got back a pair that I absolutely love as well. So win-win, love that. These are super cool. I'm super happy about them. You know, I can't recommend the Mr. Lou enough. You know, sizing concerns. I wear them true to size. I tried half down, which is the general recommendation, but I found that this part right here was just too tight in the waist on my foot, specifically my right foot. My left foot's happy as a clam in like all boots, so wish I had both of my feet that way. I'd have no fit problems whatsoever. But when I went up to true to size, so which is an 11.5 E, for me is an 11.5 D kind of plus, you know, close to an E Brannick, then everything just worked for me. So the vamp was good, toe room's fine, ball width is fine, if not even slightly wide actually. But the heel to ball width or length worked perfect for me. True to size, everything just locked in. My arch was in the right spot. Everything was great. Minimal heel slip. Happy camper for me, true to size. So everybody's different, but that really made a huge difference for me, and I'm glad that I, you know, gave that a go, and now I know. So just wanted to show these off a little bit. I'm super happy about them, and hope you have a good day. Let me know if you have any questions, of course, and I'll talk to you later. Ciao.